design in black and white and do it in sets of tones so that we can solve the drawing problem first, you know, and get that kind of set up before we begin to add color. And then the next step, we come back here just for a sec. You can see in here, the next step is to add a darker brown just to give a little more definition, and then to also create underpainting that's dark so that when we put other dark colors on top, there will be that added depth of color.
One thing I like about this, in terms of the panels and coming into this sort of three-dimensional piece, is we were talking about wildflowers, talking about Joshua tree blooms, and creating this piece that not only looks like a flower but also like a tree.
So that, you know, this is pretty simple and pretty fast. We also, you know, we're right here in the middle, so we're really kind of picking up and fixing weld joints. But here you can see this is pretty fast in all of this, and this is all this kind of sage green. As you can see, it's a little bit scrubby, but we really do want at some places to maintain the color that's underneath, it's in our underpainting, because it adds a brown tone and keeps things from getting all kind of artificial.
The panels we've done in the past were sort of aluminum honeycomb panels that had to be cut and then filled. And I think for this project, again, because of the wind, doing it with the laser cutter is really nice. And we could get more detailed.
Anytime you see a dragonfly, know that it's Kristen reminding you to bring a little bit more of lightness and joy into your life, because that's what she's done with mine. So thank you.
This beautiful orange and yellow backdrop of what spring looks like here in the desert. And so whenever I look at this piece, it's always the image that I'm going to think about as, you know, I think about this piece being dedicated to Kelly.
So art is going to be the heart of this community. And this facility is going to be the heart where learning takes place, where innovation takes place, where people can come and share, create new ideas and a new future for Palmdale. And so this is our heart. Yeah. So you can see it means a little bit to me.
There were a lot of preparation, etc., that needed to be done, and we all realized the importance of it. We saw how this is kicking off greater things here in the City of Palmdale when it comes to the arts, but we also realized that it would have great importance in other aspects too. It would end up becoming a symbol for the city. it will greet people as they come here, especially many people who will be visiting the city for the first time.
There's some growth that's happening here. So, and you guys have the opportunity, I think, to maybe guide that somewhat with a real eye to nature, which is great. Pretty exciting.
You know, down below with the etching, it's really speaking of the sunrise and the sunset and that sense of time. And you know, that time is going quickly or slowly, or, you know, time in itself is very abstract, you know, when the flowers come out and bloom and then when they die back. And so I think it speaks to a whole cycle of that sort of nature and that life.
5, 4,